Welcome back, guys, to episode number 14. Today we're going to be talking about Jalen Duren and Alperen Sengun and the rumors out there of them bringing them in. This will be a little bit of a short video, but before we get started, guys, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. The Knicks have been in touch with the Pistons. There's been rumors about the Knicks trying to get Jalen Duren, the 11th round pick that they skipped on a few years ago. This guy's a solid guy. This guy is an athletic guy, kind of is a player that could evolve under Tom Thibodeau, a guy that could be a rim protector, has a lot of rebounds, kind of mimics what Mitchell Robinson is, and can be a guy that can back up Robinson. I think is a great guy to replace him when he, gets benched or when he's, needs the rest that he needs for Mitchell Robinson. So this is a great guy to really bring in. I kind of like Jalen Duren, and I think I'm starting to like him more than Walker Kessler. Definitely not the offensive guy that might require the ball, but that rim protector, and definitely could develop to being that passer as like Isaiah Hartenstein. But Alperen Sengun is the offensive player, that guy that might also give the Knicks that development for an offensive mindset that they're going for. But I don't think the Knicks might need that. I think the Knicks need rim protection. They got the perimeter protection with OG and Mikal Bridges, but Jalen Duren could be the guy that could help the Knicks. I think it's possible the Knicks have a history trading with the Detroit Pistons, and it's a possibility that they might go after Jalen Duren rather than more than Alperen Sengun, and it's going to cost more. Obviously, it's going to cost less than what might cost for Alperen Sengun, which then he might be required to get paid. But diving into Alperen Sengun, a player that it's an offensive player. I think this guy could develop to be a player that might be able to score a lot of points, but then requires the ball, and it's still a young guy. He still has a lot of him for the future. But I think that the Knicks might not go the Houston Rockets way. I think they might go the Pistons way now, the way that I'm feeling. But there's been rumors out there that they've been interested in Cat. And Cat, might be a player that the Knicks might want with the whole savings of Jalen Brunson. But this could mean a lot. It can mean that the Knicks want diversity. They want to be able to spread the salaries for all the players and make sure that, everyone gets a little bit of piece of the pie by having Jalen Brunson get a smaller contract. But Alperen Sengun is definitely the second on my list, the guy that might cost the Knicks more, but is that offensive player that the Knicks might need. And in the rim protection, rather than that Mitchell Robinson is not an offensive player. He's a rim protector, rebounder, very athletic, but definitely the durability is not there. And if Mitchell Robinson develops to be an offensive player, that's going to be great. Free throw, he's not that great, compared to other centers out there. But I think that the Knicks might be going after Jalen Duren, that athletic guy. The Knicks have a history of trading with the Pistons. That relationship is there. Jalen Duren was a guy, based on the rumors and the kind of the news out there, that they were heavily on Jalen Duren. They picked him, but they traded him away to the Pistons. I feel like there's a relationship there. There's a want for Jalen Duren. I think is growing more. I think it makes more sense than going for Cat. It makes more sense going to Walker Kessler, going to Danny Ainge way, and then going after Alperen Sengun, a guy that might require a big payday in the future. So I think Jalen Duren might be the guy that the Knicks might end up getting. And I think I'll be very excited with a guy like that to come into the Knicks, a guy that is still young, a guy that's going to develop even more under Tibbs. So I don't know. Every time I think about Jalen Duren, it reminds me Adebayo from the Miami Heats. If you guys have any thoughts and might having that comparison, it feels like it, and he can probably grow into that kind of player. I don't think he's going to be the offensive player that we might, want in the future, like in a center, like a Nikola Jokic, or basically like a Jokic or Wemby, kind of that big guy. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is a guy that might have that rim protection, get the rebounds, a guy that's going to develop to play hard and might be playing a lot of minutes. If he's a guy that stays healthy throughout the whole career of himself, I think he'll be a Knick for a long time. And I think that's what the Knicks want. It's not going to cost him much now. But if he develops, definitely we're going to have to pay the price. But a guy I think that the Knicks might be looking for, it is a Jalen Duren rather than a Alperen Sengun, which will be second on my list. Third will be Walker Kessler, and then fourth will be Cat, because Cat requires a lot of money. But I don't pass on the possibility of the Knicks going for Cat because of the, I think the history of them wanting. There's always been rumors of him wanting to come to the Knicks. So I think that's the dream trade here, right? Kind of like the Mikal Bridges, but it's a possibility. It still can happen. But from my list, I think it's Jalen Durant, Alperen Sengun, third Walker Kessler, and then fourth will be Cat. Cat will be that offensive center, that guy that will also require the ball with Jalen Brunson, and then having those two wings. But it's going to cost the Knicks a lot of money. So I think uh, if they get calls from the Timberwolves, the Knicks will be listening. But it definitely might require like a Julius Randle in that trade. Mitchell Robinson might be out in that trade, and they've been saying also they're signing trade with Achua. But I honestly think if they get like a guy like Jalen Duran, they do some trades and they bring Achua as well. I think it makes sense having three guys solid in the center, just because I think you still need insurance if you bring Jalen Duran rather than just riding it out with uh, Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Duran. You also have to bring Achua. Achua gives us that insurance. Hopefully, that's a reason why he hasn't signed. The Knicks probably holding off and like, hey, wait, let's try to make a deal here, and then we'll bring you back. See on what they're doing. But I think the Knicks are in the works. Leon Rose has something up his sleeves, and there's a big trade coming for a center. I think that's the obvious attention for the Knicks. But we must see. We must see. And then I think the second one would be Julius Randle, but that would be a talk for another video. I think we've discussed that before in my videos. You guys can go listen on other videos. But I think the big focus right now is centers, and the Knicks are targeting, Jalen Duren. I think is on top of the list. Is kind of on that target right now for the Knicks to acquire a guy like him. But we can't pass on Alperen Sengun. We cannot pass on Walker Kessler. Those still rumblings out there of them talking for a trade for a guy like that. But a Cat also is a possibility, but that's kind of the dream trade scenario. But yeah, guys, that's kind of all I have today. I wanted to do a quick video on these centers and kind of where the fever is and the feeling, the temperature of these rumors are, and it just feels like more Jalen Duren might be the player that they might be going for. Well, guys, thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe and follow for more. Thank you. Peace out.